Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Oh boy, brand new day. Definitely a good thing. It rained just before going walkies last night, so I had to take my umbrella with me to go walkies. It mostly just misted, so I just carried it for a while at the time, but hey, it's good to have. Definitely a thumbs up. So everything was wet and damp and cold. It was in the 40s. Yay! It's finally getting cold and it's October. Definitely a thumbs up. I hope you are doing well. It is as stated for me anyway, a brand new day, and that's a good thing. I went to bed late, but I actually slept while I was in bed, so yay! A very, very good thing indeed. Thumbs up for that. I have a fair amount of stuff in volume to talk about, but not a large amount in quantity to talk about. So hopefully that makes sense. But first, of course, to front load everything, if you like what you see or hear, if you could hit the like button at any time and engage with the YouTube algorithms, that would be cool. And if you're not subscribed and you like what you see and hear, if you could subscribe, that would be very, very cool. And of course, I want to thank every single one of my Patreon.com patrons. These people literally are helping to keep me alive. I pay almost my entire disability into my rent. I would not have food or drink or pain medicine without these people. Thank you all so much. If you could become a beautiful and awesome person, that would be wonderful as well. But thank you all so very much. It is, well, I think it's a wonderful thing. Thank you. Yay! Front loading. But, oh boy, yesterday was something else. My mood, I've mentioned before, and I've talked about it, my channel is recovery from depression. I'm only going to be able to recover so far. Most of it's grief and mourning from the passing of my wife, but with everything that's happened through my life as well, I'm trying to just pull it all together so that I can become a functional human being, because after the death of my wife, I was not. But my mood, I was diagnosed with depression at age 22, and I have been medicated on and off throughout my life. Up until the year 2000, I was an active alcoholic, and at that time it was much more important to drink than to take meds, and a lot of the meds say don't take with alcohol, so I just didn't take them, so I could drink. Yay! So I have not been medicated well. And in the years since I've been married, I was on and off medicated while I was married, but afterward, my income got cut in half after my wife died, and I've been trying just to stay alive, and my vehicle's broken, and I can't move anywhere. I can't drive. I don't have a car. So it's been a non-medicated time, largely. But with ADHD meds, I have been largely able to deal with most of the depression, because one of the things with ADHD and depression is you get hit with negative thoughts. And before you can deal with them, that negative thought is gone and it's replaced with another one. So you can't deal with the issues. You're always being slammed with a new one before you can even stand up. With the ADHD meds, I'm able to deal with the issues, and that's really helped. But I have described my volatile mood as before being on a roller coaster, and it's true. Most of the roller coaster of all of our lives, just your daily life, everybody's lives can be described this way. You have little peaks and you have curves and turns, but on the whole, you're staying on the general level. It's not an exciting, roller coaster ride, but life is a roller coaster ride. Now, if you have other things like depression, there's times that it just goes and goes down, down, down. And when it does, you're in hell. And that has happened periodically through my life. I have tried to learn various techniques and skills, behavioral skills. I went through rehab a couple times until I finally stopped drinking through 2000, 2001. I was never able to really use those behavioral techniques until these past couple years. So now when I've been able to feel the roller coaster starting to go down, I've been able to haul on the emergency brakes to either stop the ride down, slow it down, or get it stopped enough I can jump out while the rest of the ride keeps going. sometimes, because it's all biochemical, I just have to strap on the seatbelt and enjoy the ride. But most of the time, if I recognize what's happening, I can use my behavioral techniques to like stop the cycles of negative thoughts, to break it and think of something else, to get distracted, to do something. Yesterday, well, also, I gotta say this part, because when I'm recording things, I have to be in the proper mood, because everything shows on my face. I mean, I don't know if you've ever noticed while watching my videos, but I'm very expressive physically. Everything that I feel shows. So if I'm not having fun, it shows. If I'm upset, it shows. I slump. I can't help it. Everything shows. So if I'm not feeling good, or I'm not having fun, or I'm not liking what I'm doing, it shows. So I got to be in the right mood when I'm doing reaction videos. And yesterday I needed to get like 7 reaction videos done for a week's worth of videos. Because I do one a day and I do them all at the same time, because I need to be in the right mood. I need to be in the zone. Yesterday I was in the zone. I was chair dancing. I was feeling it in the very first song. Periodically, my housemates will knock on the door here to like get the phone the house phone or some such. I can be walking up and down the stairs all day. I can be downstairs 15 minutes before they come and knock on the door, and no one will say, "Hey, do you have the phone?" It's wait until I'm recording and then knock on the door. So I was chair dancing and feeling it. And bam, bam, bam. That's happened. I've sometimes been able to, repair things mentally. I wasn't able to yesterday. I think slightly justifiably, irate at my housemate, because every time they knock, it's while I'm recording. I have my door open when I'm not recording, I have the door shut when I am recording, and they don't knock when it's open. It's always knocked when it's shut and I'm recording. So, and I only record like for an hour a day, but they wait until then. So, that's not the issue. That's life. That's housemates. That's dealing with people. What was bad yesterday was I was not able to stop my mood from plummeting. I was hauling on that emergency brake as hard as I could. And it was just heating up and burning and failing. Oh my God, within minutes, I was just sitting here, bleak, just nothing but flames and wreckage inside of my head, sitting blankly, trying to stop my plunge downward. It was horrible. So no recordings of anything yesterday. I tried to do my best to distract myself, to stop the downward ride, and it took a couple hours, but I eventually was able to recover and restore, and went out walkies, and but it was not good. So hopefully today I'm going to be able to do some recording and get the reactions done, because after 94 straight days of not making any breaks, having recordings up every single day, nothing yesterday. So I feel pretty good about that, but instead, like I said, not instead, but I'm the issue, not my housemates. They knocked on the door. I'm slightly irate about that because the way they tend to do things, but that does not justify being upset because of what happened to my mood. My mood is my problem. I'm not upset at me. I'm only mildly irate and completely forgiven of them knocking on the door, because, hey, life is life. It's just, oh my God, no matter how hard I tried, I was in hell for far too long. Gotta love that. One of the things, though, that I have still been thinking about after trying to clarify yesterday exactly what Apple Rock really is, and I know there's not a huge draw of interest for for my creative story talk, but I say be creative, and I like being creative, and I almost got upset at my therapist the other day when I talked about some story ideas, and he said, "You should have been a writer." And I was like, I know, I've talked about this, where my whole life I had planned on this, and because of all these issues I couldn't. Yeah, I should have been a writer. I'm upset about that. Life is life, though. So I talked about Apple Rock and what it is, and then I'd also talked about the idea of doing a collection of short stories, if I can ever, get them written, where it's a day in the life on the Razor's Edge that, goes through about a year of various places and peoples and what they do in the Razor's Edge, where there's outside where we are and inside where it's very, very different, but these people live right on the Razor's Edge, where, the interface, everything's fluid and chaotic. All the people that settled were far too contrary and far too stubborn. They could have been in the dictionary and given lessons on being contrary and stubborn. But I figured, because I talked yesterday about how I want to have like a story about a caravan of people, including a person from outside but who has the sight, and they end up going into the Western Borough. I had a further clarification on what happened, because I've talked about I wanted to have the whole Apple Rock thing go on. Well, something happens, yes. The Apple Rock, its last rampage, it's even got the people of Apple Rock knocked back on their heels. They are used to this thing rampaging about once every 5 years. There's destruction, there's damage, it keeps the economy going as everything rebuilds. It used to depopulate the place periodically, but in the past 200 years, no, it's been relatively mild in its rampage. The person that's coming along for the trip in, Apple Rock, and the time she's lived there have been, the one that she remembers when she was, the first one that she remembers when she was under 10, and then 15, and then a couple of years back, and now she's 23 with all of her friends and such. This last rampage, the one that I've talked about, Apple Rock has grown to about 25,000 people. This thing went through on the last rampage, and it ate 12,000 people, so half the town is gone. Even for the people of Apple Rock, this is a shocker. I mean, they're used to it to the point that they say, oh, do you remember back, and, mention a date when it's yeah, it came through. That rampage, it barely ate anyone, so it wasn't bad. They're also aware of how terrible that sounds, because when they say it hardly ate anyone, that was still about 650 people that it just shoved into its maw, chewed up, swallowed, and then kept eating as it kept rampaging through the town. Ask those 650 people how they would feel about being said, oh, it hardly ate anyone. So they're aware, and yet they grew up with it. And when you grow up around something, you are used to it. It's normal. It's normalized. This thing comes through, it rampages periodically, but it doesn't do much. At one time, she remembers 10 years back, it ate 2,000-3,000 people, but that's about the worst it's been in about 200 years. Until about a third of the way through the story collection, that's when it rampages and eats half the town, which again has got everybody in shock. And so this one person, they get together the caravan to go to the Westboro because half her town got eaten. Sure, her immediate family's fine. Her mother and father and brother, they're good. And she's happy about that, but her grandparents and her aunts and her uncles and her cousins and everyone she grew up with and the people when she went to school with and the people that she met when she went down to the store, they've all been eaten. So she's kind of in shock, which is why they take the caravan to Westboro. So now I have to come up with a story of what they do in Westboro because she's not very happy. Understandably so. Not sleeping well, very dark bags under her eyes. Understandably so. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, which is, I think it's under 10 people that left comments in the past 24 hours, so should be pretty quick to get through. But hey, even under 10, that's more than zero. So thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Definitely a definite thumbs up on that. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count American Sign Language, even counting to 8 can be tough when you've got memory issues and I've got an itchy forehead. Yay. So, let me call up my Chrome. I never did figure out how to pronounce your name, but thank you very, very much for coming back. That's not good English. Having come back and left a comment. German Skogstadlingus? Again, no idea, but thank you very, very much. And Confused Al29, always good to see you in the comments, even with just an emoji. Thank you. Obi-Juan, I like the name. Thank you very much. Sam Lambert, greatly appreciated. We have Calvin Johnston, thumbs up. There's Denial, greatly appreciated. Ben B, thumbs up and thank you. Jordan Thomas, greatly appreciated. And that is it. 8 people left me comments over all of my videos in the past 24 hours. Again, it's more than 0, so thumbs up and thank you. It is appreciated to no end. My views and my channel may be dying, but until it's all over, thank you all. It is appreciated. With my hands in the air, I do not know what device you're watching this on, so I do not know where the video description is. But inside of that, you'll find links to all my various channels. If you could check them out and subscribe, that would be cool. I also have links to things like Twitter, Facebook, my Patreon, and again, if you could become a patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be very beautiful, very awesome, literally right now. You're all helping to keep me alive, and it is greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. I am always desperate and things are getting worse. If you would like to help me out and not be a patron, I have links to a PayPal. I am not above just grubbing for any cash that you can send. I mean, it's not good. So if you could help, it would be awesome. I also have an Amazon wishlist link where hopefully I have finally been able to break through the executive dysfunction and update it to have the cat food on it. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it? Now, of course, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. A definite thumbs up on that. Yay! Hopefully my mood will be in control enough that I can get the recording done today that I need to. After this, that's really the only recording I need to do. I've got a video that I need to edit, and I got 2 videos to edit, 1 to upload, and so hopefully I can get the recording done. That would be good. And as for your own creativity, of course, seek creativity in all things. You do not have to monetize your passions, but it is good to be creative. And of course, seek positivity. Being negative only hurts you and those around you, but seek balance as well. Because even after what I said about seeking positivity, unfortunately, pain and hurt is a normal part of the human experience, and avoiding all pain and all hurt just because it hurts will emotionally cripple you. So even though it hurts, you have to embrace it if it happens. But still, with the Kofefe bug raging around the world, and especially with the cult of death and ignorance that's here in the United States, please, if you have to go out among others, wear a mask, wash your hands off, and try not to touch your face. Maintain your social distancing. Get vaxxed if you can. And if you can get a booster and it's available for you, please do so. Let the ones that want to just race off into the jaws of death, let them race off into the jaws of death. We can't stop them, but you can help yourself as best you can. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. Excuse me. I will see you on the flip side, and it is quite frankly a very good thing.